Hey Math Aces, and welcome to Mr. Ace Math. In this video, we're going to go over a brief example of how to divide a dividend by a decimal divisor. Before we can even do that, it's important to go over each of these terms. So what exactly is a dividend? Well, the dividend is the number that is being divided. And the divisor is the number that goes into or divides another number. And sometimes you'll see it shown like this. Now, even though it looks like a fraction, believe it or not, this actually represents division. And when it's written like this top number is the dividend. And this bottom number is the divisor. But the problem is that we cannot divide by a decimal divisor. So what do? It's easier to show it like this in fraction form, because whenever we change fractions and make equivalent ones, we change the bottom and top of the fraction by multiplying or dividing by the same thing. Here, what we have to multiply by is the number 10. And the reason why is because we want to make this 9.7 a whole number. To do that, we have to multiply by some power of 10. And the number of zeros shows how many times the decimal moves to the right. So if we're multiplying 9.7 times 10, the decimal point will go 1 over to the right, making our new divisor equal to 97. Then we'll write the fraction line and change the numerator, which is the dividend, the same exact way. And because we multiplied the bottom by 10, we'll do the same thing to the top. And remember, anytime we multiply by a power of 10, whether it's 10 or 100 or 1,000, the number of zeros tells you how many times the decimal point moves to the right. Since we're multiplying by 10, and that has 1 0 in it, we're going to move this decimal point one place to the right. So what do you think our new number will be? Well, that will equal 533.5. The decimal was here, and when we move it one place to the right, it's between this 3 and 5, which makes it this number here. 533.5. So now that we have a whole number divisor, we can put this into long division notation. Inside of the long division notation, we put the dividend. And outside of the long division notation, we put the divisor. Because our dividend is 533.5, we'll put that inside. And notice how I left some space in between. That's to help us with our work to make sure it stays nice and neat. And outside, we'll put the divisor. Since the divisor is 97, we'll put it here. Now that our long division is set up, we can get to work. And because we have a 2-digit divisor, it's a good idea to have a separate work area. I also recommend that you drop lines between each of your digits. And the reason why is to make sure that everything stays neatly in columns. You don't need it, but I recommend it. So the first thing we'll do is try to divide each digit by 97. Can 97 go into 5? No way. 5 is way too small. So we'll look at the next place value and try to divide this. Can 97 go into 53? Nope, can't do it. Can 97 go into 533? Absolutely. The question is, how many times can that happen? It's a good idea to start by multiplying the divisor by 5. And when we do that, we'll be able to see if we have to try a number bigger or smaller than 5. So we've got 7 times 5 is 35. We'll bring down the 5 and carry the 3. 5 times 9 is 45. 45 plus 3 is 48. So we've got 485. Let's see if it can go in one more time. So let's try 97 times 6. 6 times 7 is 42. We'll bring down the 2 and carry over the 4. 6 times 9 is 54. 54 plus 4 is 58. That gives us 582, and that's too big, so we're gonna have to use the number 5. And we always write a line to the number we're dividing. So we'll put a 5 here, and then underneath 533, we'll write 485. So we'll put 4, 8, 5, and then we'll subtract everything. We can't do 3 minus 5, so we'll have to borrow from this 3. That'll become a 2, and this 3 will become 13. 13 minus 5 gives us 8. And we can't do 2 minus 8, so we're gonna have to borrow again. This 5 will become a 4, and this 2 will become a 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. And 4 minus 4 is just 0. So we've got 48. And now we'll bring down the next place value, which is the number 5. But do not forget, Math Aces, since we have a decimal in the dividend, that has to come up right on top of the decimal we have here. So now we'll divide this number, 485. And we're in luck because we already know how many times that can happen. So we'll put a 5 over here because 5 times 97 equals 485. So we'll put 485 here, and then we'll subtract, and our remainder is 0. And that is our sign that we are all done, making our final answer 5.5. And remember, the answer for division is called the quotient. So we could say the quotient is 5.5, properly read as 5 and 5/10. So I hope this was helpful, Math Aces. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in math class.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Questions? Comments? Leave them down below.
And thanks for using Mr. Ace Math. Don't just pass math, ace it.